Built on the site of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Kickoff taken at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Brought down by Fred Warner. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Burrow out of the shotgun. This one caught by C.D. Lamb. And that will not be enough for a first down. Third down, 1 yard to go. Henry's going to try to pick it up. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Finds his fullback. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Micah Parsons making that play.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Burrow throwing out of the pistol. Complete, Derrick Henry.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Burrow setting up the play action. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. But you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Burrow from the gun. He's got Andrews. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Throwing is Burrow. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They're now set for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. All right, still scoreless through one quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They have it second down, well inside of field goal range. Another try following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with first and goal.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Motioning him from the slot right. They'll run here with Henry. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. Give him 5 yards. Things looking good. Second and goal now from the 2.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Henry. Can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. Trying to run with Henry. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Only 1 yard there, back-to-back stops, and decision time now on fourth and goal.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right, decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing fourth down play.
Running for it, here's Henry. And he's going to fight forward and get in, touchdown! The Ravens get the game's first points here in the second. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, they took a gamble, and it paid off with a touchdown on fourth and goal.
And to do it on the ground at that's a confidence builder. Confidence builder for the big guys up front. Confidence builder for the running back to win at the line of scrimmage. And frankly, Kate, a confidence builder for this fan base that loves coaches being aggressive and going for it on fourth down.
Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. He's got his man, that's Travis Kelce. He's got a gain of 6 there, giving that tackle to Kyle Van Noy.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd and short, here's Mahomes. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Throwing on first down, Mahomes. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Another throw for Mahomes. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Back to the air, Mahomes. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Again, Mahomes to throw. He'll get this to Jefferson. And he gets this forward to the 19.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Offense in the hurry up here. Throwing again, Mahomes. Completes this one to Chase. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Whistles, and the offense just sneaks in that timeout. And they're going to get a chance to put up points as a result before halftime. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. It's just a 26-yarder down the middle. Up and good from Blankenship. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Chiefs sending their offense out for the second time this game. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Right back to Pacheco. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Nnamdi Madubuike making that stop. Back-to-back runs, yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Intended target there was Xavier Worthy. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Hard to do better than that, a 66-yard punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. Hits him on the out route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. And that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Chiefs territory. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. Into the hands of Olave. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens push their lead further to start the half. Chris Olave with the touchdown. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Tucker on to handle the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Kansas City offense back out there and set to go. It's a 14-3 ball game as they take over following the score. They're out and set, 1st and 10. It gives to Pacheco to start the drive. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. It's Pacheco again. Hits a seam at the 40. Along the perimeter he goes, crossing the 45. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. And he's taken down at the 30. This is the end of the third quarter. It's the Chiefs in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Hits him on the in route. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's 2nd and 5. Finds his man, Chase. And he'll go down here at the 16. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. First down throw, Mahomes. The throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Working quickly here. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's got it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Offense up to the line fast. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. He's got it!
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. Still sticking with the passing game. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw it. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Well, I know we normally look for where the breakdown occurred here, partner, but I think he just made a really good play defensively to get back there.
Yeah, you're not just thinking. He absolutely did it. That defender was reacting. Go shoot your shot. And that is teaching tape for that.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Baltimore running its offense out now. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we can take one more knee and celebrate.
And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And they still have work to do. A couple of pesky timeouts remaining on the opposite sideline, so a chance that the ball could still go back over. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Another run for Henry. And the struggles continue for him tonight. He's only able to get back to the line. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Setting up to pass. Brought in along the sideline. Just need an official ruling. And they say catch. Great play. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Running once more with Henry. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here he is to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. One of the rare instances there, Brock, where the quick slant doesn't win against zone coverage. He just couldn't hang on to the football.
No, we know this, Kate. In man coverage, it's about that separation, right?
Yeah.
You've got to win and create leverage. Versus zone, it's all about that anticipation and accuracy. And if you're not on point, that zone defender can break it up.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Now this is a beauty of a kick. Gets headed out of bounds, no chance at a return or a touchback. They're going to mark it out at the 6. The Kansas City offense set to take the field. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
A modest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially, no timeouts for him. It's 1st down. They send the tight end in motion. He'll look to throw it. This one finds Kelsey. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. On target to Worthy. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.
Welcome to Baltimore's Inner Harbor. 70,000 plus have filled M&T Bank Stadium since 1998, the home of the Ravens. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing right away is Mahomes. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in on the tackle. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out, they face 3rd and a yard. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down. They're able to convert by plenty on that 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
A 1st down throw for Mahomes. This one complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
This is like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Oh, that's swung out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Surtain. Inside the 20. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Ravens. Well, that changes the story quickly. Looked like a very nice opening drive to start. Instead, Greg, it goes back the other way, and the defense scores first.
And Mike, early on, that's exactly how they drew it up. They wanted to come out and establish themselves with this first drive of the game, and then all of a sudden, disaster strikes. Not only do they turn the ball over, the defense is able to take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now headed back onto the field. They are obviously still smarting from that pick 6 a moment ago. Quick 7-0 hole. Try to start digging out now with 1st and 10. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And a short pickup to about the 30. Here's 2nd and 9. Patrick to throw. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
On the ground, this is Gibbs. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. So after one, it's the Ravens out front. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
Here's a give to Gibbs on the zone read. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
He's got his man. It's Jefferson. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
Throwing is Mahomes. That one taken in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Detroit. Greg, I love the precision on that play. Very little time, very confined space, and they come through with the touchdown.
And it's the accuracy of the throw, Mike, that protects his receiver. Everything down here near the goal line is so condensed. You understand you're going to be thrown into tight windows, but when you trust your quarterback to protect you with the ball placement, it gives you a lot more confidence going across the middle of the field, and in this case, pays off for a touchdown.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return.
Tyreek Hill on the return. The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now, Jackson. And he finds Tyreek. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. The Ravens offense ready for their second possession. They'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, first and 10. Second down and 3. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. Not able to stay in. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be a loss of a couple of yards on that one.
What they teach these backs is when you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to C.D. Lamb. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Lions offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with first and 10. Now, Mahomes. Open man, it's Jameson Williams. The Lions offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They'll do so with first and 10. To throw is Mahomes. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Jalen Ramsey, he is tough to throw on. There to bat that one away.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
They'll come up here, first and 10. Mahomes now to throw again. Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play calling. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, second and a yard. to the air once more. It's Mahomes. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Final moments of this first half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we reach halftime, and the visiting Lions are in the lead. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Throwing Jackson. A quick slant caught by Hill. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Now the first carry for King Henry. And he's going to get it. 1st down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. And the struggles in the running game continue. They take him down behind the line.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. We're going to go right back to Henry. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
On 3rd and 1, here's Jackson. He's got his tight end. That's Andrews. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, Jackson. Open man, downfield, it's CeeDee Lamb. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll give it, going left. There's Henry. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. This fielded at the 2. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Lions offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. To throw is Mahomes. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. Second and a yard. A play fake. Now it's Mahomes. He'll let this go. Deep for Jefferson. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. Here's Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
So, on 4th down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Olave is the motion man. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now it's a bootleg with Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well defended there, and the quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline. sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or two short.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That one into the hands of Jefferson. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Mahomes now on 2nd down. Throw across his body is complete. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Patrick to throw. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. He's got Laporta open on the left side. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. Here's 1st down. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. They'll try to set up the screen here. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. Now he'll run it. They get 22 yards there. 1st down, Detroit.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
That's a short one caught by Laporta.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
2nd and 6 coming up. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He'll go right back to Laporta. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Crowd noise rises. Big play here. 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
They bring Chase in motion. This one caught at the 4. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play.
1 play, 4th down. Everything you've done comes down to this point, Mike. I mean, what a finish. Somehow they dial up the play they need when they need it the most. And it looks like they're going to get out of this one with a victory.
Ravens 14.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. The Ravens offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Oh, and a pressure there. He can't get a throwaway, and he's taken down. The Ravens offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Now on 2nd and long. One last shot now for Jackson. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line. So a win for the visitors, the Lions. A bit of a surprise, this one on paper. You figure this would have been a difficult assignment, trying to win away from home against a team of this caliber. No problems, though. They find a way to get it done. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.